you ready?
I was born ready.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Voice Department's presentation of Thomas Hampson in Masterclass this evening. My name is Stephen West. I'm our host for the Masterclass series presentations that we make in the Voice Department, and it's my pleasure to welcome you here this evening. You have the program in your hand, and you have an abbreviated bio for Mr. Hampson in the program. So I will say only that we are thrilled to have Tom here with us tonight to hear four of our graduate students. This is one of the most recorded men, certainly the most recorded American baritone in history. As you can see, he has sung all over the world, and we are thrilled to have him here with us tonight. Please help me welcome Thomas Hampson.
Thanks, man. Hello, good evening. Good evening, good evening, good evening. And good evening to you online, wherever you might be, or whenever you decide to watch this. Either one. It'd be great. We are here at the University of Michigan, which is very exciting. And it's great to be back, and we hope to make this more often. I see a lot of students. How many in the audience do not sing? We're going to fix that. Okay. And the rest of you are performance majors and singers and so forth and so on. Great. And you guys are going to sing tonight? And you're being extremely obedient to sit right there. So it's wonderful that you stay inside so we don't have to cover. Look, maybe just quickly how I see singing or what I'm listening for, just to kind of focus our minds before we start. You know, there's the big picture of what the piece is we're singing, and that's almost often the easiest one, what I would call architecture. It might be an opera, might be a song. We're going to have a little bit of both tonight. And that's sort of the top of a triangle. And the next leg is something I would call engineering, which is kind of the context. And that's where things really start to add up. That's going to be languages and mores and epochs and styles and types and, you know, all the nuts and bolts of detailed sensitivity that we really have to be prepared for. And of course, the third one for any musician, but especially for singers, is the physical. And the physical is a big deal. The physical is kind of alpha and omega, because, you know, you can be brilliant. You can have a beautiful God-given voice, and if you can't stand up straight, go home. Game over, you know. You can have worked out everything that Gretchen means on her Spinnrade, but if you got this going on or this going on, it just doesn't matter. So we have to, like the old adage that the chain is only as strong as its weakest link. Sometimes you get really fantastic people that just know exactly what they're doing, and they're producing their voices absolutely brilliantly, and the languages are crisp as hell. And you ask them, is this a happy song or a sad song? And there's this veil comes across the face, you know? That's also not possible. So this thing is always in play. And so what I hope to do, I don't really actually like singular master classes. I'm rather spoiled in my work of late, in that I get to have young colleagues with me for 4 or 5 days, and sometimes even 10 days or 2 weeks in Heidelberg at the Lied Academy, where we develop a semantic and a vernacular we understand. Then we can really work through some things. What I really hate and what keeps me up at night after a master class is to feel like I've kind of swooped in here like a B-12 bomber, dumped my toys, and boom, out of here, and you can kind of figure out for yourself what I'm talking about. Don't let me do that. Don't leave any ambiguity in your mind about anything. I will stay here until midnight with any one of you to make sure we're on the same clear page. I can only sleep well if I feel I have given you some tools for you to teach yourself better how to sing. Because in the last analysis, singing is completely up to you. You cannot shop teachers, and don't coach hop, and don't look for somebody else's golden spoon. The answer is inside of you. The answer is inside of the reason the piece was written. That's what we do. I'm going to probably talk about that more as we go on, but it's really not about coming on a stage and, oh, I've got something to give to you and I hope it costs a lot of money because I'm broke. That's not what we do. We get on stage, we're nervous before we come on a stage, and once you get on stage and you get people listening to you, the world that you're recreating, the thoughts of unbelievably enlightened and intelligent people that have formed words in a way that implodes in anyone who hears them, and has inspired a composer to flesh out an emotional context in a language called music. And this dialogue is what we make audible. It's actually not about us. It's about what we can give to it to become audible. That's how I like to work. Let's have 2 hours of concentration and fun. So this is great practice because you're going to sing for a lot of Rotary clubs before it's over. And they are going to be clanking silverware and drinking wine and whatever else, and they're going to, what's that? Oh, somebody's going to sing, oh, I hate that. Oh, I love that. Whatever it is, you're going to have to introduce yourself and what you're going to sing in such a way that people actually put their knife down. You know what I mean? So let's start that way. Let us know who you are and what you're going to sing.
Hello, my name is Lenora Green-Turner, and I will be singing the third song of Strauss' Ophelia Lieder.
By whom?
By Richard Strauss.
And whom? Who's the other person involved? Shakespeare.
Oh, Shakespeare.
Did you say Shakespeare?
No, I didn't.
You didn't, did you?
I didn't.
You know what? I want you to start all over again.
Okay.
Because it was wonderful. Hi, how are you? My name is Huda Huda. I'm going to sing Vada Vada. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Try it again. It's really, I'm serious, it's great practice. If you know, because you can muck up here. But if you're not used to it, and you come out in front of a bunch of folks who are semi-hostile.
Hello, my name is Lenora Green-Turner, and this is my pianist, Joshua Marzan. And I will be singing Richard Strauss' Ophelia Lieder, number 3. And the text is written by William Shakespeare.
Good, good. Good, good, good. Where are you from? Where are you from?
I'm from Macon, Georgia.
Oh, fantastic. And how long have you been up here?
This is my last year, third year, DMA.
DMA, okay. How old are you?
I am 37.
Oh, fantastic. Okay, good. You've worked out some wonderful things. It's a beautiful, beautiful singing, beautiful sound. I have a feeling you already know this, so I'm just going to throw out some things that maybe just a little different perspective. And for everybody, I said this morning, the principal difference between singing and speaking is that when we speak, we separate vowels with consonants. Which consonant, or even collection of consonants, at what speed determines the language? How about that?
That's a good question.
Isn't that cool? And when we sing, the difference is when we sing, every vowel that we sing has every other vowel resonating in it. And we bind, ergo the word legato, we bind those vowels, that vibrating complex. If it's the ah vowel, we still have O and E and A inside of it, right? And we bind that by singing the consonants as if they were spoken, as if it were the language. Why I think that is so important, I want to make a point of it, especially here in America, is that it is completely natural in terms of organic possibility to sing a language flawlessly that you do not speak. We live in a world where that's becoming more strange for people. You know, they think that Papageno not only speaks German, he must be Austrian, and probably born in the 8th district of Vienna would be the best. Yeah? Complete and utter nonsense, right? But especially singing songs and in different languages. When text, you know, the prima la musica e poi le parole, or the other way around. First the music, then the words the music, which one's more important? To me is the wrong attempt at an answer to a question that should not be asked in the first place. The function of language, poetry, and music is one, and it convenes at a kind of metaphorical level. It's the language of music fleshing out usually what's going on, and the text is about as efficient as possible implosion of context, right? And that's what you do. It's wonderful. I'm just kind of giving you some new food for thought. I love your eyes, how you're watching this, you know? So I want you to keep doing what you're doing, but I want you to trust it more. I want you to trust that you really are moving from E to U to E to E to A, U to A to E, right? And you're singing those, right? You sing very beautiful, but you can really, and when you start trusting that, then you can really become more specific with some consonants that you'd like to make sure are to the ear what the language functions, but now you know it's a function of music, right? So it's not a function of speaking. I don't want to start talking about diction classes. Diction classes have a completely other engineering raison d'être, and they're important. But when we sing, Sie trugen ihn auf der Bahre Bloss. Bahre Bloss. What are we going to do with that? Bahre Bloss. It's a very clumsy translation of what in English would certainly have been more beautiful. Bahre Bloss, comma, leider, comma, ach leider, comma, den Liebsten! Exclamation point. It is, you know, I don't know the English prosody, but it's a little bit clumsy. Chase your commas, sing your consonants. Try it again. It's very beautiful. Okay, good. What's the most important word in that sentence, in that first phrase? What do you think? What do you think the punchline is, as we would say? What's the shocking word? No?
No.
How about Liebsten? The clue is in the German language, always suspect it's the last word of the sentence.
Yes.
It's a good tip. Follow the commas and go to the end. You know, there's always going to be something. But we're not expecting to hear that. With his obtuse harmony, this meandering sort of thing, and be very careful. He plays a very even, it's wonderful. I said, don't be late. Don't start the phrase again. Just keep that meandering. And you're very right. What you started doing, everything. I don't want you to do that, but you're right. That's where she is. Are you 100% clear who she's singing about? Who's the heir? Who's the Liebsten?
She's singing about her father, but it goes into Hamlet. So she's singing about her father first.
Yeah. In this song. The only reason are you sure it's Papa or is it Leerte, the brother?
I never thought of it to be Leerte.
Well, that might be, but I have a feeling that this is after the I'm pretty sure that it's after the murder of Leerte. The only thing that's rather strange about it is that the Bart is Weiss. Right, which I also thought it was Papa, and so I'm going to leave that out there. The fact that in this particular song at this particular moment, I would keep Hamlet out of your mind.
Okay.
This is a family problem,
okay.
Right? Which makes the emotionally effusive, some almost sugary words a little bit difficult, which is why I wouldn't do this. I wouldn't act it. I wouldn't go there. I would stay as objective as possible, because the music is highly subjective, highly colorful, as we would expect from Mr. Strauss. And the text of Ophelia, if anything about Ophelia all night long, is that she's kind of trying to figure out who she is and where she belongs. And when she thinks she's figured it out, Hamlet betrays her. And she can't take it. And she kills herself. And Hamlet can't forgive himself. You know, it's one of those stories, right? You got that. That's what I call baggage we carry on stage. You know, it's unseeable baggage. Sometimes we carry huge suitcases of junk about everything, but we know it, right? And it informs how we sing. I would keep this thing as catatonic as possible, right? And you've got the voice that can actually make this work. I don't want to get bogged down in where these or how these songs came to exist. Strauss was, I'll just let you know that Strauss was almost irritated that they became as popular as they did. He was actually filling out a contract and trying to move on and had to find something better, and he'd lost a court case from some other song. It's kind of weird. So he said, oh, well, whatever. It's the only Shakespeare he said. So he wasn't really, it's not that he didn't take it seriously, because he's too good for that, but they weren't pride of choice, you know. Ruhe meine Seele, yes. And all of a sudden, everybody loves these Ophelia songs because he captured the essence of it. Be careful to breathe soon enough. When you have time to breathe, breathe. I get asked all the time, do I breathe more in my nose or my mouth? The answer is yes. I never not breathe in both. I want that lift like you have. I want that cool behind the nose. I want that's just exactly where the bow is landing on the string. You've just making you aware of that. So breathe easy, breathe early. Don't make him slow down. Don't give me a second bar. Just keep this catatonic thing. And give me something about Liebsten. Brother or father, it's a piece of you, your DNA. And and most of the people all night long in the Hamlet play have a very strange relationship to death. Is it? Isn't it? And all of a sudden she's looking at this casket. But just yesterday I was having lunch with him, supposedly, right? One more time. Let's just, if you can set up the first 6 bars, you're going to be good to go. Don't rush. Now here's a wonderful opportunity. That's excellent. That's really quite wonderful. Thank you. When you get into the second phrase, this is an excellent way to concentrate and focus on the fact that every vowel has every other vowel, which means that none of the vowels are going to go sideways. They're not going to go, meine Träne fielen des Grabes Schloss. Unnecessary. Manche Tränen fiel in des Grabes Schloss. The A and the O are far closer relatives than we give them credit for. You know, sometimes I would, working on this in some more excruciating detail, I would get you to sing O's where there's A's and A's where there are O's, and I promise you we couldn't tell the difference. That's how close they are, right? And never let them do this. Never let vowels bottom out, either because of the phrase or the vowel themselves. Vowels and consonants all start vibrating on the same level at the same time, which you do excellent to begin with. Now that you're starting to get into the informative part of the piece, you're starting to tell me things. Sing me things. 2 measures before she comes in. And don't rush those patterns. Yo, da, dee, da, dee, da, dee. This is Hitchcock music. Yeah, and seriously, try and think more, and not manche tre. All right there, same space, same. That's already been 2 things you've done really well. Look at this. With the first time through, this rather ambiguous movement wasn't, I mean, that's really weird. That's just, her going, right? And you kind of missed it the first through. It was just one movement. So that was good. We picked that up and you've done it consistently. Here, since we know we've got all this room and lift in the O in the top, right? I would concentrate on singing oo. And let the O be formed on the lips. Right? Yes. Want to try that? And this time you did manche Träne, feel in. Actually, if you can teach yourself and believe yourself, if you keep it spinning, you won't need to breathe. Manche Träne fiel in Grabes Schloss. That would be quite remarkable. It's a big phrase. Okay. If you concentrate on inhaling and not exhaling, you'll make it. Okay. Want to try? Yes. Okay. Measure before this again. Inhale. Don't give it. I love it. Now you know where. Look, guys, support is not brain surgery. It's easier said than done, I'll give you that. But just break it down. Support is essentially for a singer athletically, meaning choice, meaning physically, yogally, pilatesly, whatever. Keeping the feeling of inhaling while you are obviously exhaling in the phrase. And this feeling of inhaling that you can keep is a muscular decision. If you know that you need a long spine, which allows your ribs to do what they do and they stay out, then sing like that. If I'm going to sing a phrase like this, I want to get a nice breath, but not too much air. What I want is to get locked. I want to get, in a good sense, locked. Ma, so I can distribute the vibration. Manche Träne fiel aus der. Right? That's why, excuse me, I didn't ask you. Do you mind if I just touch you a little bit? Is it, if you just keep the sternum up, that's half the battle. If you keep this up, never let this collapse. If you keep this position, your spine's going to stay straight. I'm going to say something, and it comes from my heart and my knowledge and my unwavering belief in what I'm about to tell you. Everything you want in singing, your career, the most beautiful sounds you can make, the most expressive passion you want to communicate, everything you want as a singer is completely dependent on how well you know how your body functions as a singer. For instance, how many keys does a piano have? Oh, it's a nice chorus sound. Do we all know the answer to that? How many? 88. Isn't that fantastic? Except somebody's going to say, oh yes, but the Bösendorfer has worse. Fantastic. Who can unabashedly, of the students, raise your hand and tell me exactly how many ribs you have? Anybody? Not guess. Do you know? Stand up, state your name, and collect your $100. Right? Now, I'm going to tell you, and I don't mean to be offensive, but I find that pretty bizarre. I find any hesitation whatsoever. How many feet do you have? Got 2. How many arms? How many feet, How many ribs do you have? How many? 12. How many? 12. Did somebody say 12? I love it. 12 what? 12 pairs. And the reason why that's important is that the only thing that the ribs have in common with themselves is they all start independently from the spine, out of your back, and around the front of you to protect the various organs. Why do you think it's so massive up here? Well, underneath it's lungs and heart. Those quit, you're done, right? And down here there's room for the packing material, the digestion and all of that, right? And we keep that firm so that this can be active, right? You do that a lot by nature, but I just want to galvanize it with you. I think you could do more. I would like to see you breathe more. I'd like to believe that you're taking a breath because you've got to say that. Do you know what I mean? Right? And if you do that, if you keep that feeling of inhaling, if you know that your spine is straight and your sternum is anchoring this, these ribs will do what your mind wants. The point of my argument is we sing from our brains, from our minds. Your imagination of sound and tone, because of what it means, is certainly stronger than your understanding of how your body is going to produce it. And your brain will turn you into a walking pretzel to complete your imagination. And if we don't know what needs to be in play or what needs to stay anchored, we'll move. That's where most of our random movement comes from. We're trying to find center because we're not quite sure. Yeah? A lot of information. Let's go back to that long phrase. And just literally like an up-bow, take a nice breath, not big breath, go breathe into the sentence, and just keep that feeling, and don't slow yourself down.
Okay.
right? One more time. Inhale, inhale. Yeah, bravo, exactly. Let the fa and the o be in the same long cylinder, but an o vowel, that beautiful round German o that we say geschlossen, closed, your lips must participate. You cannot have all the closed o just on the top. But that's why you have this wonderful length, and I don't want to do anything, that's fantastic. Just leave it there, but give us on your lips. Smell your thoughts, or taste your thoughts. No, smell your thoughts, and taste your words. But that O, and especially when you come down and you say the word Tod. Okay. Tod is the most closed O in the German language that exists, for obvious reasons. It's rather final. Right? Let's go on, because I want to hear that. I want to hear that. Did you like that? Isn't it fabulous? And when you get it, you know, it's fantastic. Okay, let's start with fa, or something like that. Sorry, one more time. Hear it exactly how you want it to be heard, and breathe into only that. Don't tank up, just breathe into what you're going to sing. We're going to have to quit, and I don't want to quit. I wish we could work for an hour and a half. Why did you do that?
Did I do?
Bingo. Bingo. That's what I'm talking about. You know, you're singing along, all of a sudden it's like... Right? We do things like that. Isn't that fun? And what was so sensational is that you just left it in the Farwohl, Farwohl, meine Taube. That's fun, incredibly poetic, right? Mm-hmm. Nothing to do about it. Now, if we went on, this active bit is just a little bit of crazy. And then the crazy kind of gets a hold of itself, and she even kind of hears herself being crazy and goes to back to what she was talking about, right? And you can start playing with that. Now you've got some kind of tools that are constant so that your mind can change itself. Right? You don't need any of this stuff. The way you sing, that just confuses me. Just give me your gorgeous voice and your wonderful imagination, right? Don't act songs. Just sing them. Let them be. If they get it, fabulous. If they don't, maybe tomorrow.
Okay.
That's not your responsibility. It truly isn't. Just sing the darn thing. Okay. You're terrific.
No, thank you.
I'll tell you, she is, honest to God, the first and only soprano I've ever heard that I actually wanted to hear the rest of these songs. I don't know if you know the three of them, but they're a bit of a chew. You know? Okay, here we go. Next. You want me to give you a fuck? Put a little bottle. I'll give you a fuck. You know the drill.
All right. My name is Alan Williams, and I will sing Quand, flamme from Bizet's La jolie fille de Perth.
Bravo. Good. Okay, now, you've left off a couple of really important words in the title.
Oh.
It's not just Quand, flamme, because that would be a Boy Scout song about flames. In fact, it's Quand flamme de l'amour. Flames of a love.
Yes.
And this would help us understand why a grown man starts going la 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 in front of us. You know, you got to take us with you, son. Where are you from?
I'm from California, San Bernardino, California.
All right, wonderful. Well, you must be freezing up here.
Not so much, actually. Surprising. I got my undergrad in Flagstaff, Arizona. It's like similar weather, so.
To here?
Yeah. Flagstaff, Arizona.
It's so cold. I'm never going. I like the cold. How old are you?
26.
Fantastic. You're in great shape. Wonderful. Now, who is this guy? Happy song, sad song?
Sad song.
Okay. Feels better, feels worse after he sings it?
Feels.
Gotcha.
Let's see.
No, it's a big question, though. I mean, you know, you're a bright guy, and we're playing around here, but seriously. Does he feel better having sung it?
Yes.
I think he does. Otherwise, the very last phrase doesn't make any sense. I think Bizet means him for the... So this is kind of one of those, oh, woe is me, I'll drink myself under the table because I always feel better at that time, even though I'm going to have a huge head in the morning, kind of thing, right? But who is this guy? Who is it? Do you know it? Do you know the plot and all that stuff?
Yeah.
Okay, give me in 2 sentences who he is and why he would sing this now.
Ralph is the apprentice of Simon Glover. He's a genuine guy, but yet a hopeless romantic, and he's isolated.
Okay, he's a hopeless romantic. Good, that's terrific. Does that mean, is that romantic, capital R, political, can't get his ideals together, or small r, never gets the girl?
Small r.
Small r, never gets the girl. So is this a lament about a love that didn't work, or the love that never seems to work? Have we seen him have a failed attempt at seduction or something like that?
Right.
Have we seen that when he sings this? Is this the first time we see him on stage?
No.
So what have we learned about him before we hear him sing this song?
That he's actually in love with Catherine.
Ah, exactly. So we do know that. We have that information. He's the guy he's the guy that's singing Dichterliebe.
Yeah.
Ich gerade nicht, you cow. Yeah, right? Okay, what is that? No, we've kind of unpacked some of the baggage that we have to take on stage. Did you have all this stuff going on inside you when you sang it?
Yes, I tried.
Okay, then we need to go farther.
Okay.
I didn't get much melancholy.
Okay.
I got dejected and depressed, but I didn't. Maybe what I want to agree with you is he working through something that will feel better when he's sung it as well, or is this just the poor bastard? That's just his lot in life, and we're going to move on to something more pleasant in the opera. Is that what he is?
Well, my take on it was kind of like, yeah, poor bastard, you know, nothing's going to work out for him. But throughout the aria, singing, you know, and drinking, hopefully there's a better outcome.
You know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of the third song of Don Quixote.
Which,
Je bois à la joie. Yeah, la joie. Drinking to get yourself happy. Have you ever done that?
yes, I
All of you who have never done that, please raise your hand. Oh. My wife. Take us there.
All right.
I don't know if I'm just feeling better about your understanding of it, or whether they just felt something presentational to it, you know? One question, in the middle of the aria, you kind of were doing stuff, and that's whatever, but at some point you took 2 big steps backwards. Did that feel good?
I don't even remember when I took the steps back.
Good. Let's start again. Give me the measure he comes in.
Okay.
And, you know, I see all these subtle, you know, and also from him, you know, a little bit later you've got these sort of sighing things. I think we can use more of that. Has he been drinking?
Yes.
Okay, good. The best way to play somebody who's been drinking is to play them as sober as possible, knowing they've been drinking, so that they're keeping it together. You know what I mean? Okay, cool. Okay, for me, that law is a little bit bright. Not just vocally, but for what you're singing. And the lourdement that is written, it means heavy. It means heart heavy. It doesn't mean slower. Yeah? I mean, it's like yada dum da yada la la la. All of a sudden, the guy in the corner with the double scotch that's over in the bottle standing aside lets loose and says, excuse me. Right? And then it does it again. Right? And it's not till quite significantly later that we have to say, I mean, it's like, what is with this guy? And he says, Quand, flamme de l'amour. Oh, Christ. And we all know that guy, right? You need to set us up on it. One more time. And you know, the top of every voice is that IPA symbol, the neutral right? I think all of our sung ahs would be better to have the o around them, the length of the oo, and the top of the voice being So I'm going to hear more of a la la, and not a la la. La, 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 almost more of an oh. If you sing oh, think we all go home happy, right? It's going to feel darker. Trust it.
Okay.
Buddha, Buddha, ba. The first one's la. The second one is tra. Best friend in the world, right? He's getting a momentum on it. The first one is la, la, la. Does this feel easier?
Yeah.
It's rounder, more resonant, and I feel safer when you sing the D sharp. La, la, I hear I feel like you could go on up to an F sharp, wouldn't even think about it. Let's go on, but now you've got tra la 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 la, tra la 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 la, tra la. Right? Don't write? Use them, and keep them Tra la 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 la. Just like the word quand. Quand la flamme, tra la la. Second phrase. Bum, tik tam, bum, bum. Try the first as not tra, but tra, as in the word love. Tra la la.
Okay.
Right there.
Tra la la.
Right? Hear it. Tra la la.
Tra la la.
Yeah. Did you sing or Did you sing or That's a nice round French That's a round period. Folks, we only sing this We never sing this Italian, Latin, Spanish, I don't care. We sing this. This is safe. Tra, tra. The is through the whole voice. Tra. It's like the asp of a cathedral. That's the shape of that symbol, right? And just love it. It's the word love. Hung, hung, love, love. Especially the top of the voices, but if you've anchored it, tra-la, tra-la, you can go on up all you want, but if you go tra-la, you're going to get tired, right? Does it feel better?
Feels good.
Well, then do it again.
All right. Cool. Same spot. Okay. Yeah, same spot. Tra-la-la-la-la-la-la.
Think The only one I didn't like was the flip the yabada to the D natural. If you leave it in the same place as you had the first phrase, and all of a sudden, just leave it long. Our voices are in the middle of our heads. Don't press it forward. You don't need any of that. The voice is brilliant because it's balanced with overtones, not because it's binging on something on the top of your head. That's just a feeling we have, right? And it's got to feel better, right? It does, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's good.
If it doesn't feel better having sung it, then you're on the wrong path. You know, that's how good singing is for you. One more time, just that one. Thank you. Hear it? Now, same thing. Say it, go on. Same place, same resonance, same path. Now sing the words exactly there. Quand, quand. Yeah. And do you hear how quand has an ah? It's not quand, it's not can, it's quand. And you've been setting it up for the whole time. La 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 la, tra la 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 la. Quand la flamme amour. Right?
Yep.
Let the vowels start here and grow up. Right? And keep the vowels and the consonants vibrant. Quand, quand l'amour. We hear that all the time. Quand l'amour, quand la flamme. Right? Right there? Yeah? Good. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love all this stuff. It's terrific. When you come to that, I'm going to take the breath. One, only breathe in the sentence you're going to make audible. And make sure that the last breath you take is about getting that cool thing going right there, right? Which you do. That's right. That is your life jacket.
Cool.
That's big time. Bravo.
Thank you.
Now, there's a little bit something weird in this. He starts andante, and I think you should really try and keep the whole first bit of lalas and tralalas pretty much in tempo, right? Orchestra have a hard time, and somebody give you crap about it. Allegando, fine. Empty bars, fine. Now it says più andante. I don't know who put quarter, I don't know who put the dotted quarter to 40. That's not very fast. And it doesn't sound to me andante, nor does it necessarily sound to me quand la flamme de l'amour brûle l'âme nuit et jour. This is what I want to hear. It's this day in and day out. It's inside of me, and it doesn't leave me alone, but it doesn't happen. Right? Quand l'amour. Bum dum dim dum dim dum dim dum dum dim bum rum da dum. Otherwise, we don't get the rhyme. La. Okay, now, would it be great? I'm sorry to break up because I just want to give you so much. You're terrific. You're on a great path. Don't steer your voice, and don't give up your voice. Give up your body. What your colleague also started to do. Be very careful, guys. When we sing with our bodies, and whether it's Im wunderschönen Monat Mai or it's Largo Fator or whatever it is, it never becomes, oh, I'm sad, I'm drunk, I'm gonna. Oh, she left me, oh dear, oh dear. Oh, I hope she likes this song. Or whatever that is. We don't let our bodies collapse. Stay in your body. I want to see you breathe without the shoulders moving, because this is happening, right? This is where you're breathing. I get the whole breathing deep thing, but folks, can we just look at your body? There is no lung sac down here, right? It just doesn't work like that. It works like this, and this rectus abdominis muscle anchors so the intercostals will do, that's what you're doing when you keep the inhaling feeling. And in a voice like yours and a song like this, that's what the magic of this thing. Just inhale those phrases, be sad. Quand la flamme de l'amour, every damn day, relentless. Give me another bottle, right? Right? Go on. And keep it up. Keep you up. Keep you up under your arms. Quand la flamme. Quand la, same ah. All at the same ah. Quand la flamme de l'amour. Yeah. Only be careful that the flamme doesn't fall out. It was wonderful. Quand la flamme. The word is flamme. It's a neutral. Don't have to sing it, make a big deal out of it. Quand la flamme de l'amour. One more time. Almost. Hear it. Breathe into exactly what you want it to, how you want to feel it, vibrate it, and have it heard. Go again. No slower. Yeah, you can have more meal than that. You can let that crescendo be your soul, open heart surgery on the bar, right? And then, sans me plaindre moi, right? So we get more terrace here. You can have that. Pour les tendres. Sorry. We work too fast. Hear it? Just make yourself hear what you're going to sing before you sing it. Otherwise, it'll never be what you want. You have to. Breath for a singer is a not yet heard thought in a language called music. Whatever it is, hear it and breathe into that. Don't tank up. Be careful. Moi, je bois. If you say je bois, it's to have drunk. Je bois. This is why I drink. Je bois. What? Sans me plaindre, moi, je bois. And be careful when you rework this and keep thinking about it. All of these little, other than allargando, everything else he's written here is an adjective. It's not a tempo marking. Just because he says tristement doesn't mean it means you're sadder. It doesn't mean you've changed the tempo. If you change the tempo too much, for one thing, it's already damn slow. If you change it more, it becomes sentimental. He's not feeling sorry for himself. He is talking out loud, and we feel sorry for him. Right? Go on. Yeah. Je ris. Yeah. Ne bois. Je ris. Je chante. Je ris. Je chante. Je bois. Okay, excellent. We can't go on forever. It's fantastic. You know what you do by instinct is really kind of a Rosetta Stone. What you do when you lengthen your body and you get that on top of everything, is what everything should be, right? Don't get it down in here. Don't, when you're getting into where you're the speaking range, keep singing from above, right? The only thing I really beg you is to trust that this ah vowel has an ah in it, has an oo length of it, and has a nice warm blanket, an o around it. So you have the je chante, 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 right? Get it? It's easier to sing. It's far more beautiful as well, right? Who have you listened to sing this?
Van Damme.
You didn't listen long enough. Did you listen with headphones?
Yeah, I listen with headphones.
Well, hey, what? Get yourself a noise-canceling cups and crawl inside that master's head. You have very similar voices, and follow his path. Don't imitate.
Right.
Just let him teach you. I've taken lessons with some of the greatest live and dead singers on earth. I just listen like crazy. I would never sing anything in the Italian repertoire that I haven't listened to Gobbi. Right? I have to hear that mind, right? Joseph Van Dam, this whole thing about listening to singers, listen to everything for crying out loud. Imitation is a completely different question. It's like Steve Jobs back in the day saying, the stealing of music is a moral question, not a technological ability. Ergo iPod, right? The same thing about listening. There's an old saying, Confucius or Japanese or something that says, far better to walk in the footsteps of a master, trace them literally, than stumble in the abyss of your own conviction. I rather like that. I took that to heart. Listen, listen, listen. Listen how he negotiates it. Listen to the roundness of those vowels. And you know, I just cannot give you a better. I've stood on stage so often with that man. Just a master of singing, and exactly along this line. And you've got that potential, right? So you go get it. Here I stand. I don't know about you guys, but I'm having a great time. This is fun. Oh yeah, this is really long. Can you sing it kind of fast?
Double it? Sure, yeah. Hello, my name is Nicholas Music, and my collaborator is Bernard Tan, and we will perform Here I Stand from Stravinsky's The Rake's Progress. Here I stand, my constitution sound, my frame not ill-favored, my wit ready, my heart light. Like Clay, the industrious apprentice in a copybook, I submit to the drudge's yoke. I slave through a lifetime to enrich others, and then be thrown away like a gnawed bone. Not I! Have not grave doctors assured us that good works are of no avail, for heaven predestines all? In my fashion I may profess myself of their party, and herewith entrust myself to fortune.
Can we just stop? It's wonderful. Let's just tie this up a little bow. The engagement is terrific. What I really like is that you don't collapse your body in whatever gesticulate. Don't feel like you have to sell arias. Even in auditions. Just be the aria and sing, right? And on stage, as much as we are fascinated by the possibilities of stage direction and all of that in our production mentality today and our visual orientation, it's all wonderful, and go with it and so forth. Just know as a singer, much less an audience, that there's nothing you can do on stage that means more than what you are when you sing it. That's just who we are. What you inflect, why Stravinsky is having a high, and another thing, right? All of that stuff doesn't matter, pick up the paper on that second eye and move the book on that one and kick the chair on the other one and all that. Yeah, okay, fine, maybe. But nothing means more than why you're singing that. And that's one of the reasons I stopped, because I want to reinforce that with you. The second thing I want to reinforce is you stay straight. Wonderful. You're a tall, thin, good-looking lad. Stay that way, right? Don't start hustling. That's terrific. The third most important thing, however, I want to give you is that if you want to be better understood, sing more. Don't speak on pitch. I don't care if it's Rossini, or it's Schubert, or it's Stravinsky. We are singers. Ando is ando, and it might be cantando, or it might be parlando. This happens to be more parlando, but it is totally ando. You know what I mean? So let's go back to the top. What do you think, why do you think he gave you those G's on I?
Because they're a question.
Because what?
I do this, I do
Ego.
that.
It's ego stuff.
Yeah.
What's the name of the piece?
The Rake's Progress.
You think?
I'm the Rake, yeah.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah.
And this would be the beginning part of, his Jumanji, right? And he's also irritated with Papa because he's kind of insulted him. I'm taking care of this. I'm a young man. I'm responsible. I slave. I do all this. Why would you call me lazy? I'm not lazy. I can do this. I can do this, right? That's all we need to hear. But we need to hear the and not right? Sing, sing, sing. You can slow this a little bit down if you want to, as far as I'm concerned, to get that going, right? If you're struggling with something, slow it down. Nothing ever gets better going faster. Here I stand. Be careful of that very first, it's a very close pitch, that B natural to the C, right? D, what is it? D, D, da, da. We don't actually know where if I remember before this, it's a little bit ambiguous. It's not an easy thing to catch. But it's incredibly, here I stand. The ambiguity of that modulation on that firm sentence is also part of the journey. Here I stand in quicksand and as malleable as you possibly can imagine, right? Victim of my own security.
Here I stand.
Yeah, I'm just going to bang on here a bit. Hear it. I mean, that's all you can do on stage. Hear exactly why you say it, and hear exactly before you even take the breath how you want it to be heard.
Here I stand, my constitution sound, my frame not ill-favored, my wit ready, my heart light.
Good. Now, was that easier? A little bit? It is easy. It's also easy. We understand it more. Now, be careful when you come in with the accompaniment. This is all string orchestra and chamber orchestra, which means you're going to get a lot of thunk, 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 thunk. So the rhythm is pretty exact, right? Don't piano out for me. Don't turn it into a Stravinsky song. Let me have orchestra texture, right? You're going to have at least 35 people all going thunk, 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 ba, da, thunk, 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 thunk. So keep that nice and safe. So he has even more reason to be legato over the top of it. Now, in the same way that your colleague, the baritone that was, yeah, the top of every voice is love the top of your voice, you'll all go home happy. So when you especially sing and that word heart is perfect. If you sing a pure ah, even at your tenor voice, you're heading into the extension area there. I loathe the word passaggio. I won't use it. Regions, gear shifts, especially weight. I prefer to think of our voices in light adjustment and heavy adjustment. You don't want anything heavy at this point, as you well know. But what we need to hear is that the lightest of the adjustment is above it. You take all the weight out of it, and you give us an resonance, and you think we all go home happy. But if you go it's gonna catch you right there, right? One more time at the beginning. Excellent beginning. Hear it. Breathe into it.
Here I stand.
Who's that?
I don't know.
Did you know you did that?
I did.
Did you choose to do that?
Not really.
Well, I could very well imagine, Papa says what he said. I believe he leaves, and Tom's alone here.
Yes.
Right? And he's kind of snarfing at Papa's back, right?
The old fool.
So, maybe he's been sitting and here I stand. Maybe there's some gesture. I don't know. We're not producing that. It doesn't help me any if you do that. You just don't need it.
Yeah. Here I stand, my constitution sound, my frame not ill-favored, my wit ready, my heart light.
Can you just go, my hum,
my hum,
hum,
my
Donga, donga, donga.
donga donga
Donga, 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 donga.
donga 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 donga
Donga, donga, donga. Love my heart.
of my heart.
Yeah, but don't grab it. Do you see how it varies?
Yeah.
The one that's way up and releasing is the one you want. I don't want to make you tired here, but my heart is not a place. It's just an elongation of the very natural elastic process that our voices do. My heart is always going to be an issue. My heart, right? That's all I want you to enjoy. And that path that you want is that neutral right? I found myself really trying to reinforce to some teaching colleagues the other night in Seattle, and I say it, you know, I firmly believe, all these years and all this experience, it is not only not a good idea, it's not really possible to sing pure vowels at the top of any voice. Vowel modification is not a bad word or a dangerous concept. It is simply keeping the vowel that you're thinking in a house called resonance. And we discover that house when we first learn to sing by how the different vowels function. But at some point we go, oh, but that buzz is always there. Oh, that room is always there. And oh, it turns into an ah, turns into an oh. I-o is spoken. I-o is sung. Right? That's all I want. And that going up in that light and heavy adjustment up on the top of our voices, every voice, is just at different pitches, different places. Your beautiful tenor voice probably starts maybe a tone earlier where you really want to take the weight out of it and let it be clinging and ringing up there, right? Which isn't a great favor from Mr. Stravinsky, all these words and all this stuff. My heart, 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 right? One more time. All those thoughts and none of them. What do you think that was for?
Think before singing.
Thank you. What happens when you think it and breathe into it? Physically and mentally, what happens? Tell us.
Everything is ready already, the vowel and the breathing mechanism.
Okay, I'll buy most of that. But what specifically happens behind the nose? It gets cooler and whiter. Yeah? That's the actual inside smile. That's also the Italian imposto. That's what the imposto is. The best resonating thing I can give you to feel where that is the NG. Right? That's the kind of where the place is. But when you hear and breathe mouth and nose at the same time, it's like putting the bow just to the string. A very famous pedagogue that sang with Mahler a lot, Johannes Mescat, Holland, said that the nasopharynx is to the singer what the bow is to a violinist. I think that's brilliant. Huh?
Here I stand.
Yeah. You know what? You can do it if you want to, but I want you to want to do it. And I just want to, I think let's get rid of it. Let's see if we can get all the way there to that tonight.
Okay.
I think we can.
I think so too.
Don't push down. Be down.
Okay.
And lift up.
Here I stand, my constitution sound, my frame not ill-favored, my wit ready, my heart light. I play the industrious apprentice in a copybook. I submit
Okay.
to the
Do you know this well enough to not do the octave? Can you say that phrase on the top? Try it.
So
Yeah, just stay it up there.
Okay.
Good. Right there. Ba, to pick up. Bum, dee bum. It's weird. There's a payoff. I promise you coming.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
I play. Yeah.
I play, and what do you do up there? Keep going.
I play the industrious apprentice in a copybook.
Yeah, but to do even that, you have to get off your throat.
Yeah.
And what does that mean? Here.
Lift it?
Space,
Yeah.
air, flow. Right? All right, now sing like that, but give me the other pitches.
From the beginning.
No, from the patam pata. I pong.
I play the
Yes.
industrious apprentice in a copybook. I submit to the
Bravo.
drudge's yoke. I slave through a lifetime to enrich others, and then be thrown away like a gnawed bone. Not I, have not great doctors assured us that good
Great.
works are
Let's start the aria.
well.
This has got to feel better.
Yeah.
And do we understand like 65% more than we did before? I mean, I got the nod bone. That is not an easy thing to sing. You know? Good for you. Let's do the aria. Same thing. That is through the whole voice, right? And you're missing a tremendous opportunity for the beauty of your voice. How old are you?
24.
Oh, geez, that's fantastic. You iron this out. We need you. Dalla sua voce, un'aura amorosa. I always wanted to make a record of tenor arias in my key and call the album, What the Fuck Was That?
Since it is not by merit we rise or we fall, but the favor
Okay, why does he
of
call this aria and that other recitative when there isn't a lot of change in the agogic, really? Why do you suppose that is?
I think the first part is like a reaction.
Do you hear that your speaking voice has gone up?
Yeah.
It's fantastic. Get it out of your throat. Guys, if you feel it in your throat, it is wrong. No excuses, no alternatives. It's just wrong. And it's harmful. So this is great. Now we got it. Go on.
So I see the recit as a reaction to what just happened. And then when the aria begins, he's more thinking it through, having his own process, his own thoughts.
And what should happen
Just
vocally?
emotional.
What should happen vocally because of that? More lyrical? More intense
Yeah,
conviction of what he's saying? Something?
Sure, or maybe even meandering at first.
Yeah, could be. But all of those words are synonyms for legato,
Okay.
right? And here you just really want to concentrate on vowel to vowel and sing the consonants. Just because it's our language doesn't mean that it's going to be clearer if you speak it. It is more difficult to sing in our own language, anyone's own language. And I teach a lot of Germans, how to sing in German. You know, it's just, we have to do this. They become musical elements. And if I hear, since it, you just completely, I'll check my email. Since it, it's not easy. Since it is not by, and I wouldn't mess with those rests too much. Keep the thoughts going.
Okay.
Here we go. Stravinsky is zero help.
Since it is not by merit we rise or we fall.
Okay,
But,
I think, where are you going to breathe?
okay.
Where are you going to breathe?
Um,
You breathed after merit. Can you
oh,
get all the way through fall?
I guess I didn't realize I breathed.
Oh, you might want to pay attention to that.
Yeah.
I think that's something we do. It's like bowing. It's a totally legit process. And it also, especially if you're learning something, it informs how we breathe, how we live, like your colleague that sang the Strauss piece. Getting her to actually take that longer phrase meant having more lift, having more inhaling feeling. I would say the same thing here, you know. Since it is not by merit we rise or we fall. Go to the commas. Okay, one more time. Good, good, good. Breathe only into what you want to have heard.
Since it is not by merit we rise or we fall, but the favor of fortune that governs us
Good.
all.
Do you trust me?
Yeah.
Can I touch you a little bit?
Sure.
Let's close your jacket.
Okay.
So that you don't feel uncomfortable, right? And what I want you to do is take a nice breath and start to sing, and I'm just going to give you a little bit of encouragement.
Okay, sure.
I might even raise your arms. Just keep singing and enjoy the feeling. Okay. Go ahead. Oh, and when you breathe, especially the first time, please breathe in your nose and your mouth. You're a little bit sort of, I'm not sure I want everybody to see that I'm breathing. Okay. We're singers. We breathe, right? Big breath. Sense it, right? Good, good.
Since it is not by merit we rise or we fall, but the favor of fortune that governs us all, that governs us all. Why should I labor for what in the end she will give me for nothing, if she be my friend? While if she be not, why the wealth I might gain
Now,
for a time.
what did you feel when I was doing that?
Buoyant.
Buoyant.
Yeah.
I like that word a lot. Buoyant and balanced is how we want to be. As you start singing, what I'd like to encourage you, as you start feeling this buoyancy and the continuation of the vibration, you'll find that you'll be a little bit irritated with yourself because you're chewing the hell out of the text, right? It's just not necessary. And you want all of that to be up in here like you had in the recitative we found. Yeah. And the last formation is maybe on the lips, but this little gear here is a miniature of this little gear here. And the whole thing goes back and forth like this, right? Actually like this, right? Not this way, right? So we want to keep this ready to go. Even when I just do that, if I do this, check your nose. Now breathe in your nose and your mouth. Can you feel your nose widen? Yeah. Well, how about if you now breathe out? Now, just pucker, right?
Okay, pucker.
Yeah, right? And then as if you were going to say something with your lips. Do you feel how it opens behind here?
Yeah.
This is what you want all the time, right? Go on a little bit more. And this relationship of this to this imposto appoggio is what it's all about. And that's all we keep in balance. It's fantastic. You're done. No more. It's not brain surgery, you know, but it is 88 keys. It's how we function. Hear it?
Why, if she be not, why the wealth I might gain for a time by my toil would at last be in vain, would at last be in vain.
Keep it high. Breathe.
Till I ride in the fever or by lightning am struck, let me live by my wits and trust to my luck, and trust to my luck.
Yeah. Now this has got to be easier. Is this easier to sing this way?
Yeah.
La. Right? Is it a little different?
It's different.
The path? Right. Is it weird? Is it unusual? What is weird? What is strange? What is potentially uncomfortable?
I guess maybe because I think of grounding myself so much, to then now think about this sort of thing, maybe feels counter to that.
I love this guy. My new favorite friend. Right? That's exactly what I want to talk about, and that is do it. watch my knees. I'm not stomping. I'm releasing into the ground. Not bad. One more time until the hips tingle. Oh, there they go. The right one's stronger than the left one. One more time, do the right one first. Do your hips tingle? Why is it embarrassing to do that? The heck with them. It's not. It's fantastic. That's fantastic. I do this all the time when I'm working. Oh, God, I slept awful last night. You know what I mean? Right? Do you feel the hips tingle?
Yeah.
Okay, one more time. Stand up out of your hips. Did you feel that?
Yeah.
Another wonderful pedagogue said, get your ribs out of your hips. Right? Yeah. Has nothing to do with body shape. It has to do with body. Right? If you get your ribs out of your hips and your feet stay down, then you get the idea of anchor. You are down. You're not pushing down. This very subtle, but in my opinion, extremely dangerous feeling in singing is that one. Right? You don't want that. You do not. This is not low breathing. This is not low support. This is pushing things that do not belong down. Be here, tight-waisted, cement shoes, barrel-chested, open-throated, empty-headed. That's a singer, right? We spend vast amounts of money to learn how to empty our heads. Not a lot of people can do that. They got it all wrong. They think we're idiots. No. We're just moving things out of the way, right? Your body remembers what your mind forgets. I'm there. Boom. I can breathe any way I want. I'm just totally at my own behest. And that, I understand. I'm so glad that I asked you that. I'm so glad you said that, because that's what I was fearing. So you have to trust this new feeling, and also that your voice is here. It doesn't go this way or that way, or if anything, it feels a little bit this way. It's certainly more in your head, ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips, hips over feet, right? And not, I'm going to tell you a story, but I'm going to tell you a story. I'm here, it's me. You want to know what I'm thinking? Come listen to me. Don't try and convince anybody of anything. A couple phrases more. Work on yourself. Enjoy that hips out of, or ribs out of hips.
Till I die, then no
You know, very often you start a phrase and we've got a kind of this thing going on, you know? You know what that is? It's just your computer. So decide, I'm going to sing. And I don't need to move a damn thing. And I engage all that stuff that's singing. This is, I'm not sure I'm going to sing, I'm going to speak, I hope you like it, I don't know what you're going to, yeah. It's just a waste of time. You're too talented for that.
Till I die, then of fever, or by lightning am struck, let me live by my wits, and trust to my luck, and trust to my luck.
Okay, was that all phrase a little bit easier and funner?
Yeah.
For us too, you know? Go in peace, that's fantastic, wonderful. It's gonna, just as you, have you done the role?
No, I haven't.
Okay, you will. Probably a lot. Sing, well, whenever it's done, right? But just sing it. Don't get, and if anybody's after you, oh, well, I need more diction, I need more clarity, translate that. So much of learning to sing, and especially classes like that, and with me, I want to offer you an index, because you will get an enormous amount of illegitimate feedback in your life. And you have to know what it means. If somebody tells you you're not supporting, they're full of junk. Of course you are. You're sweating. You're dying. You don't know what to, what else can I do? Of course I'm supporting. Leave me alone. You don't get to go there. All right. You know? The resonance, the diction. Oh, I need more diction. Forget the word diction. Think language. Think resonance. Think legato. Think singing. Everybody goes home happy. And they don't even know. That's just what we do. Good stuff. Where are you from? Where? Grand Rapids. All right, good. Cool. All right. And we end the evening with one of the happier songs. Please.
Hello, my name is Jacob Surzyn. This is my pianist, Michelle Papenfuss, and we'll be performing John Adams' The Wound Dresser with text by Walt Whitman.
That can't be healthy for your wrist. Isn't that irritating? I see poor pianists sitting down and they grind. And haven't they invented a new piano stool that just kind of, lifts or doesn't lift? Right. We can put that on our Christmas list here in Michigan. Good for you.
Straight and swift to my wounded I go, where they lie on the ground after the battle brought in, where their priceless blood reddens the grass, the ground, or to the rows of the hospital tent, under the roofed hospital, to the long rows of cots, up and down each side I return. To each and all, one after another, I draw near. Not one do I miss. An attendant follows, holding a tray. He carries a refuse pail, soon to be filled with clotted rags and blood. Emptied and filled again. I onward go. I stop with hinged knees and steady hand to dress wounds. I'm firm with each, the pangs are sharp, yet unavoidable. One turns me his appealing eyes, I could not refuse this moment to die for you. If that would save you. The crushed head I dress, poor traced hand, tear not the bandage away. The neck of the cavalryman, with a bullet through and through, I examine. Hard the breathing rattles, quite glazed already the eye, yet life struggles hard. Persuaded, O beautiful death, in mercy, come quickly, come quickly, in mercy.
Well done. Wow. Okay. Have you done this whole thing?
No, but I will be in March at my recital.
Good for you. Oh, you're going to do it with piano?
Yes, and possibly violin. We're still working on it.
Oh, that'd be a cool thing. I've never heard that. I mean, it's a fiendishly difficult tapestry to hold on in a piano world. I would recommend that the lid go up for your recital, and I think the violin is a very good idea. You know, why not have? I don't know. I don't think you probably have to ask permission. It would be interesting to write to Mr. Adams and see how he felt about that. It is a deeply orchestrally conceived work, which allows a bit more, you know, let's go up a different glacier than vocalism. Let's go up the other glacier, you know. You're in good shape vocally. How old are you?
25.
Great. The stuff that I said to your colleagues, especially the bass baritone, about the top of the voice and the and the whole thing, I think you do well to embrace, you know, some hungies, dungies, you know, get up there and just trust that it's all there. Don't get yourself trapped, especially in our language, of being pure voweled language sort of thing, right?
Yeah.
It started quite more easier than it developed. What I would, however, encourage you is that there's perhaps a different reading of the poem. I think that Whitman is writing this poem in memory of what happened to him, and not in description for people to understand what he did. So I think you can be more generous with the mezzo pianos and mezzo fortes, and that some of those buzzwords that we tend to want to jump on, like blood and die. Well, die for you obviously is an outburst of compassion. You know, I think I would die for you. I mean, his compassion is really quite overwhelming. It's really one of the most amazing parts of a long poem. But there's sometimes where I feel that you get a little too emotional and too involved, too present in trying to make sure that we understand that you're actually standing on bloody soil and got bandages and all that kind of stuff. I guess what we're talking about is the use of your voice, you know? And I don't want to seem like all I want to do is talk to you about how your voice functions here. At the end of the day, not even the end of the day, the only thing that's fun is why, right? And I think that I think you need to embrace more of the memory of this, and that if you're making sounds at all, you're thinking out loud. We're actually hearing something that's been left in a written way, right? Yeah. I think there's something more gentle. The drama's coming, and there's a couple of glimpses at it here, but it has to be drama that is because of the other situation, not because of yours. Did you start to get emotional?
Yes.
That's simply not an option.
Yeah, I know.
And we all do it, and some pieces require more of it than others, and those are the ones you sing more often and rehearse until you're blue in the face, right? It's not about our emotion. It's about the emotion that Whitman awakens in all of us. And it is powerful stuff, right? Yeah. But it is our responsibility to maintain the cool core. I'm not going to pay $350 to hear Anna Trebko cry in the middle of Visidarte. In fact, I'll be really angry about that. However, knowing Anna, I'm going to weep like a stupid boy, and I'll pay $700 because she sings it in the cool, calm, balanced power of the psyche of Tosca, in the music of Puccini, right? John Adams has set this geniusly to plead the scan of our language. Let's go back and look at the top a little bit.
Okay.
You know, and by the way, I'm not trying to pull anything on here. I've actually worked on this with Mr. Adams, John. And I said, John, you know, what's this straight to my heart, right? You know, I mean, and when Sanford Sylvan, God rest him and bless him, and thank you, Sandy, for everything you did, he just had that, he had that ability to kind of just speak that pitch down there, right? And so we thought of other pitches and so forth. And finally John just said, just say the words. Where they go, they go. The point of the phrase is not ba, 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 ba. The point is the A to the C natural. Ba, and swift to my ba, 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 ba. This is the anchor of the harmony. Straight and swift to my, what is it? Wounded I go, right? And if that harmony moves around, then we got trouble. But the inflection of the word, don't feel like you have to go down there and become a double bass all of a sudden. Keep the flow and the casual, bearing the bandages, water and sponge, straight and swift to my wounded I go, period. Where they lie on the ground after the battle brought in, comma, where their priceless blood. A sense of wonder at the horror maybe is better than feeling like you need to depict for people a battle scene. You know what I mean? Yeah. You want to give that a try?
Yeah.
Use your voice a little bit different. Maybe you'll decide I'm full of quack quack tomorrow. That's your right. It's your time, you know? To my ear, it's just a little too prima facie.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
I think so.
Cool. Yeah, how about two? You know, that solo violin. Stand close. It's real. For me, it's like a dog barking up there. I have no idea. But see, if I may, that's already to me, on the other side, a little too invested.
Okay.
That sounds too emotional to me. It's just what you do. Burying the bandages, water and sponge. Straight and swift, I've got my job, I've got my stuff to do. I think the emotion starts, and ergo, John brings it up, where the baritone voice resonates. I think where their priceless blood reddens with grass, The ground was gorgeous, you know, and that easiness of it, you know, if you can imagine yourself seeing it more than describing it. And I promise you there's plenty of tapestry you'll be heard. It's not about, you don't have to keep it, you know, just keep it resonant. You've got a nice resonant voice. How old did you say you are, 25?
25.
Fantastic, terrific. One more time, same thing. Good. Information. Straight.
And swift to my wounded I
Yeah.
go.
And make sure that wounded. Keep it in the same resonance. It's not just that. Yeah. Wounded I go, wounded I go, where they lie on the ground. Da, 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 da. Right? Just there? It's easier.
Yeah.
You know, and it's also easier for us. Where they lie? No, sorry. Straight and swift.
Straight and swift.
Sorry. Everybody breathe together. Hear it? Breathe into just that.
Straight and swift to my wounded I go.
Yeah?
Where they
Be careful. Go starts wonderful, and then you want to load it, and it kind of goes here. Go. Vowels, the bottom of the vowel is the bottom of the mouth. For me, I like the feeling, the image of a vowel that is shaped a lot like a hard-boiled egg, you know, on its head. And what I get hysterical about, I mean, if this is the oval egg, you know, when I feel like the egg goes like this in somebody's mouth, I get a little nervous because the sound goes wide, it's horizontal. I don't think there's anything horizontal in singing at all. I think it's all vertical. Every energy of it is vertical. So I want to keep that vowel. And the fat part of the egg is my mouth, and it's sort of sitting on its perch, and it does whatever it's going to do, and it's going to keep on going. Now, sometimes the egg gets really long and so forth, but that essential feeling, I've got that going there, right? Straight and swift to my wounded I go, where they lie. And I don't want to reinvent my voice every time I take a breath. Go, where they lie on the ground after the battle brought in. Right? Just keep it going. Yeah? You've got it in space. It's easier than you think.
Yeah.
Right? Say it right there. Straight and swift. Straight and swift.
Straight and swift to my wounded I go.
Good.
Where they lie on the ground after the battle brought in.
Wonderful. Vocalism is wonderful. Now let's just get back in the brain here.
Yeah.
I always feel a tremendous amount of pity. Can you imagine? You know, he never went to battle. You know, he's soaked in how many people's blood? You know? Have you looked at the Brady photographs of the Civil War? Do you know them? Do you guys know who Brady was? Brady was the famous photographer who photographed the Civil War. There's books, there's collector's items. You know, I've got 2 or 3 of them at home. You can go onto Google and their images and look for Brady photographs, and you will come up with some of those horrifying images of the Civil War. We can't forget that 600,000 people died in this ridiculous and horrible, horrifying thing. Only 200,000 of them because of bullets. All the rest of them died because of disease. There was no ether, there was no penicillin, there wasn't anything. There was a good hard rye whiskey and a hacksaw. And one of the pictures you'll see of Brady, you know, as he's standing there covered in blood, waiting for the next poor bastards coming in from after the battle. Oh my God, what have they gone through? He's standing where they're coming into the tent, and behind the tent had in that photograph, if he would turn around behind the tent and say, "This has been our day today," you would see a 6-foot pile of legs, arms, hands, feet, right? After the battle brought in, where they lie, soak the ground. All of that, that's the baggage we want on stage with it here. So I just think it can be softer and more gentle in your mind. Vocalism is now wonderful, right? But now tell me his story. Be Walt. Be Walt. Don't tell me Walt. Be Walt, right? Right there. Where they lie on the ground.
Where they lie on the ground after the battle brought in.
Right? Just do it one more time, and this time when you sing, again, all vowels have every other vowel. On the ground where they lie after the battle brought in.
Yeah.
Let all the vowels resonate in the same resonance. One more time. Where they lie.
Where they lie on the ground after the battle brought in. Where the priceless blood reddens the grass.
Yeah, but you know what? As you're searching for this stuff, and it's terrific, and I got your words and your resonance kind of stuff. That look in your eye is exactly what I'm talking about. Okay. And what happened next? It was. I can't believe it. Oh yeah, that guy was particularly drenched. And the story is going to unravel by itself. And he's not talking to anybody. It's written down. He wants evidence of it, but it changed my life, this experience, is actually the essence when it's all over and done with, right? And that's what he says, right? This is quite beautiful. And let's keep on going. Keep on going. Where the priceless blood reddens the grass, the ground.
Where the priceless blood.
Careful. Where there that's spoken, where the priceless blood.
Where the priceless blood reddens the grass, the ground.
It's excellent. Ground takes care of itself. Grass is a nasty word to sing. So we need a G, we need a G, and we need an R. I'll take care of itself. You're an American. Right? Yeah. Don't worry about it. We're not going to get grass and that kind of stuff. But I need to understand that reddens the grass. There's almost a surprise. And the fact that it's the grass, no. It's seeping into the ground. Right? Is right? Let's go on. More to the rows of hospital tents. The ground.
Of the hospital tent, under the roofed hospital, to the long rows of cots, up and down each side I return.
Yeah, he's just, exactly, I like this a lot better. You just don't need to load all that stuff. Yeah. He's just saying, it's rows and rows of these boys. And I go up and down and I do everything I possibly can. And their blood is on the ground. But just let him tell his story, right? Yeah. Let's go on. That's very good. You're fine. Yeah, to each. Hear it? Yeah. Can we let two and E play with each other in the same sandbox?
Yeah.
To E. We need an E. We need a glottal.
Yeah.
To E, to each and all, one to another, right?
Yeah.
To each. Yeah. Let the E resonate in the oo. To E. That's a lazy E. That's a non-resonating, non-sung, spoken, ugly E. Stop it. To E. That's what you think. We just got started. Right? To E. Have you sung anything in Russian yet?
In a choir.
Oh, okay. But you know that neutral b-la? That's the space. It's behind the nose. To each and all. We hear that all the time. It just drives me nuts. It's just not sung. That's all.
Yeah.
In every language, everybody does it. Okay, now. If it's sung, it won't go flat.
Okay. To each and all, one after another, I draw near.
And here's compassion.
But one do I miss?
Yes, this is using your voice. This is so beautiful. And we hear this and we understand that. Not one do I miss. You know, I've got a punch card, I've only got 20 minutes and I actually got them all done here. Can you imagine? Pale and pan, I'm soaked in blood. That's not what this is, you know?
Yeah.
He would no more go home or go away from that tent until he had serviced and been with every possible person, including the one that is not gonna make it. Right? Not one do I miss. And what does John do on the downbeat of not one? Listen, exactly. Well, we hit our first diatonic harmony.
Yeah.
Not one.
Not one do I
Would you have the violin play that? Even if you don't, whenever you do it, you need to really bring out that melody. There's a right? That's really, really important. Because that's the attendant, right? Right there. You got it. Ba ba bee ba bee da dee, and
attendant follows, holding a tray.
just see the attendant. Don't talk about it.
He carries a refuse pail.
Yeah, this you can have. I'll give it to you. This is one. This word refuse pail is disgusting.
Yeah.
And we want to hear, he carries a refuse pail. Just give me the consonants. Refuse pail.
Yeah.
Poor bastard carrying bones and guts and crap and blah. You know?
Yes.
And not to load it, but just give us the consonants.
Yeah.
Right? He carries.
He carries.
Sorry, hear it?
Yep.
Good, good, good.
He carries.
Yeah. Now without tennis.
Yep.
Let's just stay right there.
He carries a refuse pail, soon to be filled with clotted rags and blood.
Vocally wonderful. Now you can just be disgusted. You know, let us hear your thoughts. That's the use of the voice. You know, one of my favorite metaphors, I know we got to stop, one of my favorite metaphors is learning to ride a bike. The technique is riding the bike, but we all get on the bike because of where we want to go. And usually we want to go on the bike because we want to take the long way so we can see some birds and trees and water, and maybe we're going to go on a bike ride. But if you don't know how to pedal, or you can't stay in the seat, or you have a problem with the balance, then the landscape isn't worth a heck of a lot. Right? So that's what we're just doing. Right now, I'm not worried about how you ride your bike. couple things I'm trying to, be careful here, but I want you to tell me what you're saying, right? And you're starting to do this really beautiful. There was one section we got to quit. This is very beautiful. It's going to be quite wonderful. Bravo for you. This is not easy. Let's have a look at just the one turns to me, his appealing eyes, because that gets into this business. This is where you want your physicality to be at service of your mind. If you know you're not going to sing pure vowels up there, what are you going to sing? How about resonance? Yeah, how about you know?
Yeah.
His appealing eyes. Why? Appalling eyes, appealing eyes, right? Give it space. You know, folks, the most open your throat is in the oo vowel. Ooh. Look at the sonograms. Pick up Bill Vennard's book and have a look at the sonograms. Ooh. Well, the E is just the front edge. That's all. It's not any less space or less length. Au contraire. Yeah? The E is very, very tall, very beautiful. Appealing eyes. Right? Let's give him a chance at the new harmony.
One turns to me, his appealing eyes.
Now, what does the word appealing mean? Excuse me, I don't want to bother you. What does appealing mean?
His appealing eyes, as in they're gazing at something that they desire.
Could be.
Leaning towards
Or
something.
maybe he just thinks he's a handsome boy. That'd be pretty Walt. In all this gore, he sees through all of this pain and all this horridness. And, you know, I'm sure some mother just is missing him like crazy. He's got sweet eyes. Oh, yeah, that boy in bunk C. Oh, the one with the sweet eyes. One turns to him with appealing eyes. That's one side of it.
Yeah.
The other use of the word would be to appeal. He can't move, he's frozen, he just can't move, he's dying, he's got more pain than he knows what to do. And he looks at Walt like, is there anything you possibly could do? He turns to me, his appealing eyes. I think it's a mixture of those both, but I think it's more about, oh my God, and you have to see that, right? It's too prima facie. Don't describe, live.
Yeah.
One more time.
Yeah.
One turn, it takes care of itself. That turns to me. One turns to me. His exact same resonance. His appealing eyes. Poor boy. Right?
Yeah. One turns to me, his appealing eyes. Oh boy, I never knew you, yet I think I could not refuse this moment to die for you.
Okay? You got the G in spades, it's going to be fine. Just take care of the word refuse. Make sure you sing it. Yeah. I could not refuse. That just sounds banal after all this beautiful singing, and so this is the use of your voice. Just that phrase one more time. Poor boy.
Poor boy, I never knew you, yet I think I could not refuse.
You know, you're getting a little hectic. Poor boy, I never knew you, but I think I could not refuse this moment to die for you. Just don't get hectic.
Okay.
You know, just see the boy.
Okay. Poor boy, I never knew you, yet I think I could not refuse this moment to die for you.
Right? This is one of the most important lines of the entire poem.
Yes.
That's Walt pure. I think I would die for you if that would save you, but it wouldn't save him, and he knows it. But his first emotion, he says, blurts out, I hardly knew, but I feel at this moment I could die for you. I would die for all of you. If that would help. But it won't. So I'm going to accompany you to the other side. It's a tremendous Christ figure here. And everything you say is in a kind of compassion. There's no anger, other than maybe at death, at some moment, you know. And you need to practice this thing and talk to yourself about it and talk to each other about it and get all this emotion out. This thing will rip you apart, absolutely rip you apart. I'm getting emotional. It is an incredible piece of music. It is one of the most glorious pieces of music of the 20th century and one of the most important. And I wish you a wonderful life with it. Just embody it. Let it say itself. You're in good shape with it, right? But rehearse it a lot so that you keep cool.
Yeah.
Right? Because nobody else will. Well done. Thank you. Great. Almost. Not too bad.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here tonight. We also want to thank Associate Dean Mark Clay for putting all this together to have Mr. Hampson here for the days that he has been here. Thank you. I feel personally like, well, I'm sorry, but I think we've been in the presence of greatness. And thank you very much, Tom, for being here tonight.
Yes, Walt Whitman is very great. Thank you very much. Good. My pleasure, my honor. Thank you. And yes, Mark, thank you very much. All right. Good.
Thank you all for coming.
Wow, 4 wonders. Thank you. I gave classes this week in Tucson and Seattle and drank heavily. It's just awful. I mean, these kids, every one of them just got something, you know, right? The older ones need to get it together, you know, they will.
That's right. It's so great to hear